And it was in that moment as well that one friend of mine told me about the yacht industry, because I was planning to go back to USA to study, but then she told me about the yacht. And because we've been working with hotels and hospitality for over 6 years, she told me, Daisy, I think it will be a great opportunity for you. And you know, and when she told me about everything, and I remember that my eyes were like
lighting up.
Super. Yeah, I was like, I can't believe that it really exists, you know.
Yeah.
And I told her, I need to try. I need to do it.
Yeah.
And then I started like, I got my STCW in Brazil, and I had Europe trip with my mom already planned. And I told her, Mom, we were already going to Spain, and I told her that I would like to go to Palma and start looking for yacht. And she supported me. She was like, yeah, you should do it. But we didn't know exactly how it would be and everything, because in Brazil it is not popular at all. But then I'm happy that she support me, and she always do, actually. She always support me to go and try new things. And you know, in one hand, she's not like super console and, no, come here, which was good for me. Otherwise I would be maybe there until now, you know, like, oh my God, life is so unfair and everything, you know. But because she's like that, it made me go and try to find my own path again, you know. And to be honest, the yacht as well was amazing. And then it was so hard at the beginning. I think everybody knows how hard it is at the beginning, and because you have no experience and everything. But every single moment was worth it. I was trying. I started with day work and, you know, all the Marines, duck walking and everything. But it was really, really good. But
the water.
Sorry. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because even before then, with your STCW 95, I know that I had to, you know, you go into the water and you've got to do, you know, the lifeboat scenario and all that.
Yes.
I've got images of it, but it was a long time ago. It was 10 years ago. So, and because it's to do with safety and rescue, was that a big trigger for you?
Definitely. Like, I remember, just for you to have an idea, in USA, one day I was walking the dog with my friend, and she went to just like turn the right, and it was a small river for the dog to swim. And I remember that I shocked. I was like, oh my God. And then I ran away like crying already, you know, because I couldn't see water. I couldn't see this again. And even though to go to the sea, I remember the first time that I could go in the sea again, my brother was holding my hand, and he's a surfer. But and I was like, I can't. And then, you know, like, just little by little, because you can imagine, I'm not being dramatic or anything, but I think when you go through this, you know how hard it is. So, and then when she told me about, of course, the water, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. And then I called my dad. I was like, Dad, what do you think? And he's like, I think, again, you should face it. And then I was like, okay, I will try. And when I went to take the STCW, yeah, I had to jump in a platform for 3 meters, right, with all the equipment and everything. And I remember that I spoke to the instructor, to the guys, and I was like, please, like, if something happened, just get me, because I had this trauma. So, you know, and they was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on you. But this part was fine. But I remember that we had to pretend that we were like sinking or something, that we went to a small place. And it was so hard for me. And then I couldn't breathe, you know. I was like, oh my God, I cannot be here. I cannot. But then it's our mind. We need to work our mind. It's like, calm, days, calm. It's just for 10 minutes. Calm, you'll be fine. And, you know, little by little. And when I came here and I actually started on boats, like last season, I could work in a 55 meters, and it was a great experience. But all the drills and everything,
Yes, yeah.
oh my God, all the drills and everything. And, you know, like, imagine to live in the sea, like after pass through all of this, for me, it was a huge challenge. And all the drills, I remember one day the captain told me to go to the laundry and pretend that fire and everything like we are used to. And everybody, all the guys, they put me in this hot
Stretch.
safe.
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, and again, I was like, please, God, I cannot be here for that long, and please, you know. And well, many cases that I have to control my mind and my emotions and everything. But also, when you go through this, our mind is tricky, you know, because, for example, when you start laughing again, or when you start to have some kind of fun again, your mind makes you believe that you shouldn't do it. You know, like, why are you being happy or something? You are supposed to cry and to be sad all the time, you
And then
know.
you
And
get guilt.
then, yes, you know, when you start feeling a little better, when you start, you know, and then I remember that every time that it came to my mind, I asked myself, what would he wanted me to do?
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
And then I was like, no, he wouldn't like to see me crying all the time. He would like to see me trying and, you know, trying to be happy again and everything, you know. And many times I put myself in his situation. If I was that and he was here, I wouldn't like to see him suffering for that long, because it's horrible. It's horrible, you know. That's also why I try to work as possible, and facing it, I think, is the best way.
Yeah, and it because I can relate to an accident that I had on a motor scooter accident, and my ankle was completely shattered. In terms of talking about the power of our mind, because what you went through is absolutely awful. I don't know if I would ever have the strength to do what you've done and how you have pushed through. Even talking to you right now, I can imagine it's so hard to retell that story. How are you feeling in terms of sharing this?
Yes, it is. And of course, for some months and years, I couldn't speak the way that I'm speaking right now. But I feel, for the purpose of I'm talking about it right now, you know, if I'm helping anybody, or if it, you know, if I can get through a heart that it needs to hear what I'm talking right now, it makes me have power to talk about it, you know.
Yes, absolutely. And this is the sole purpose of this platform, is to make an impact. And it's not about ourselves saying, poor me, this is what happened to me. It's about, I get you, I understand, this is my story. And hopefully you can relate or feel a sense of hope from the story that things will get better.
Yes, I think so, and I hope so, not just for me, but for everybody who is passing through it. And I think it's the time and the faith and those things that makes a really big difference on our life in that moment. And accept and really realize that it's not your fault, you know. It's not your fault, and you couldn't do anything about it. And yeah, and have patience to see that it's gonna get better, you know. It's gonna get better. And if one day we can help others through our story, like, it's also good, you know. It's also a really good point, you know. And don't give up. that's what I would like to say to people, like, don't give up, it will get better.
Yeah. So then tell me, do you feel comfortable in terms of sharing a little bit about what your life looks like now? Are you still in the industry? Well, what's happening for you at the moment? in your life?
Okay. So right now I have a boyfriend. It was also one thing that we need to work right on ourselves. Like I need to give myself a chance to try other
Find love.
to keep going right with my life. And so I'm so grateful for him right now as well, because I have a place to stay here, and he's supporting me a lot about everything, psychological way and everything, because I'm super like I need to be productive. I put myself a lot of pressure, but now is the time that we need to calm, like the whole world stopped, so why don't we stop our heart and our mind to listen to ourselves and to see what's happening inside us, and in this moment I have the opportunity to do that. Also I'm studying, and definitely I still applying for new positions for both, because I think I have more to experience and to see in the yacht industry, and to contribute maybe. And I had a really good experience. My chiefs too, she's awesome. Now we are friends, and it was a really good experience, and I want to have it more, to keep going to it. But also, if I don't know if we're gonna have a season or not. Also, my boyfriend, he's seeing all other options in case that boats doesn't go back to normal right now, and then maybe I can find a job or try to work online. I'm I'm seeing all the options, and let's see how it goes.
Hands out. Well, things are starting to lift, so crossing fingers it's all going to work out and you'll find your way back on the yacht again.
Yes.
So with regards to this time of quiet and stillness, have you had any profound reflections or any aha moments, as Oprah Winfrey would say, during this time?
Yes, I did. My grandpa, he also died in Brazil about 3 weeks ago. And he was already sick and everything, but when you receive the notice, it's always hard. Nobody, even though you're kind of know that it can happen, you're never ready,
Yeah.
and then also because of him. But in that day, I cried from the time that I woke up until I got to sleep again, because I remember it brought me all the feelings that I had when my fiancé died, and then I was crying, and I was like, but what's going on? And then I was thinking, I had the feeling that I keep looking for something that I lost in 2017. If you know what I mean. I felt like, oh, you are going to USA, you're going to Europe, you're going to blah blah blah, but you're still looking for something that you lost already, like a family or to belong to something or to someone, like even professionally way and personal way as well, and then I felt like, you're putting all your energy to find something that you lost, and I got this contradiction in my mind and in my heart, and then I try to think about it, what am I looking for actually,
And I think, as you said before about putting pressure on ourselves, I think it's a normal thing for us to do, is to think about what's next. How can I be better? What can I achieve next? What's the next thing? And in terms of personal growth and advancement, we got to be quiet and we have to be still to really understand, what is it that's missing, as you mentioned, what's going on inside of us that we're looking for. Because usually when we project and we look for it externally, it's sitting within ourselves, it's intrinsic. So it's like if we're looking for that sense of belonging, we might look for it in a relationship, or look for it in a hobby or in a job. But maybe it's about loving ourselves and being
Yes.
kind to ourselves and building the relationship with ourselves first before having connections with other things in our lives.
Definitely. Definitely. And another thing that I realized also, I've been doing some coaching sections with a friend from Brazil as well, you know, and in one of, she's more like my psychologist, you know, because it's also helps a lot. That's why I admire your job that much, you know. That's why I think it's super important for everybody that you're supporting, because everybody needs help. We cannot achieve anything alone. But I was talking to her, and I felt so bad because I told her, look, I study, and I didn't get my degree. I try, but now I don't have a job. I did, but now what do I have? I have nothing, you know. And then I was like, but why? And I realized that, let me see if I can explain in English, but everything that I achieved is not countable. Like, it's not, I bought a house, I have this degree and this master degree and this is nothing, something that I can bring here and show you, you know. It's not physical, but everything that I achieved, it's inside me, you know. It's things that I will bring for me forever, and nobody can take it away from me, you know. And in the end, I was like, what is more valuable, you know? Probably everything that I've learned, everything that I've done, probably this is more valuable than a house, than my car, or than my degree, or everything, you know. But it was so hard to see, because it's not countable, that I couldn't understand what I have achieved, you know.
Yeah, it's not concrete. And that's the thing, like when
Yes,
we go to our own graves, we don't take our house with us to our grave, or our piece of paper that states our degree.
exactly,
It's about our
exactly,
legacy. It's about the lives we've touched, and it's the impact that we've made, our contribution. And that's what will be left behind. And that's how our legacy lives on. But
exactly.
someone else, a random, is going to buy the house, or, you know, the degree is not going to help anyone else. But it's being conscious of your behaviors and what you can contribute to our world to make it a better place.
Exactly. And I think that's why we cannot compare our lives with others. And we have this horrible habit. We always compare, you know, and we cannot, because they didn't have the same story as we did, you know. And everybody has your own things. And yes, as you said, like, it's much more important and valuable, everything that we achieved, but not necessary degrees, cars, and everything. Of course it is important, but you know, what is more important for us? That's why, you know, we cannot compare.
No, we can't. That's such a valuable information right there. I mean, you've just offered so much in so many different aspects. Thank you so much, Daisy, for joining me on Yachting International Radio and sharing your story. If
Thank
people
you.
wanted to reach out to you, obviously they can reach out to myself, but if they wanted to ask you personal questions, do you feel comfortable in sharing your details, for example, your Instagram handle, if people wanted to reach out?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It would be a pleasure.
So what is your handle on Instagram?
Is Daisy Florencio, just my name.
You'll have to spell it out for those that are listening.
Okay, so Daisy, Daisy, Florencio, Florencio.
Perfect. There we go. Well, thank you so much, Daisy, once again, and looking forward to still, you know, having that relationship that we do have on Instagram, but now it's just gone to a next level. And yeah, I appreciate your time and for yourself in terms of sharing such a difficult story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time as well, for the platform, and as I told you, I hope it can get and can warm up a couple hearts.
I'm sure it will.
Okay, thank you so much.